Hey lads, before we jump into today's challenge, I wanted to take a moment and go over a quick little announcement, and that is that YouTube has updated my monetization practices and allowed me to create channel memberships. I went ahead and made one that is kind of Fallout themed with a bunch of different, ingrained channel memes built into it, and it's just kind of there to support the channel, so if you're interested in that, you can go ahead and click that join button. But anyways, enough of that, I'll go ahead and let you guys jump right into today's challenge. Enjoy! New Vegas has an insane amount of weapons compared to any of the other Fallout games. While it does have some classics like the 10mm pistol, the minigun, the missile launcher, any of the energy weapons really, it's really easy to kind of gloss over any of them depending on how you build your character. So today I wanted to give some love to a gun that I rarely use and ask if you can beat Fallout New Vegas with only the minigun. Jumping right on into today's run, the special stats were my biggest concern as I was going to need a whopping 10 strength just to properly wield the minigun, so I didn't have a lot of wiggle room for other stats as I actually had to kind of lower some stats that I didn't really want to, like endurance, so that I could actually properly use the gun. I did take lockpick as a tag skill, which you're probably concerned about, but we'll get to that in a moment. For traits, I just went with skilled and good-natured because I really didn't have any ideas for good traits for this run, and then the game crashed immediately, which made me have to restart and do my character all over again. So after that nice little delay, we went out and talked to Sunny so that I could do the tutorial really quickly as I needed a good chunk of experience. Well, not really much, but I needed to get to level 2 in order to get the minigun. I know you're probably wondering why I'm gated at level 2 to get the minigun, and that's because the easiest minigun that I can get that does not involve killing another enemy is grabbing one in a unique locked chest up in Black Mountain. There's a chest with 50 lockpick required, kind of hidden away in the little camp right before you reach where the Nightkin with the Annabelle missile launcher is, that has a guaranteed minigun spawn in it that is about half durability, and this is one that I can grab without actually having to kill any enemies, as the only other really easy one to get would be killing a Nightkin in Novak. And again, that is against the rules because I'm not allowed to kill an enemy unless it's with the minigun. By now, I've already done Ghost Town Gunfight, as well as discovered a few locations to grab some small tidbits of experience, and then headed over to the Powder Ganger camp because there are some little satchel charges that you can disarm that give 5 experience per. With that, I was just enough after discovering Hidden Valley on experience to level up and head up to Black Mountain as I had exactly 50 lockpick with the little hat that I had on that I picked up earlier to lockpick that chest, which I'll be at in just a moment, to grab the minigun. The chest is right here in this little nook and cranny hidden away, and once you get it open, there is a minigun inside, which I was absolutely ecstatic to find none of my mods had really altered the loot for this chest, or that it was like a, RNG drop rate or something that I wasn't going to be actually guaranteed to get. The fact that it was actually like 100% spawning here is just, it made it so much easier, and I was overthinking for a full 5 hours before this run while I was busy with other stuff about how I was going to get a minigun. And it turned out to be that simple. I had a minigun within the first 20 minutes of the run, so I booked it over to the gunrunners, sold off pretty much everything that I had to my name, and bought some ammo, after I, of course, killed Malcolm Holmes because he aggravated me while I was trying to reset to the merchant's inventory for more ammo, but I could sell his shit, and of course go over and kill my favorite random civilian that's just sitting outside of Freeside. With this, I had a decent chunk of ammo as well as some combat armor, so I was less squishy this run, as I kind of forgot to put on armor while I was in Black Mountain, and I was wondering why I was taking a crazy extra amount of damage. Now I know why. I of course took my minigun right over to the Kings after restocking for a while on ammo so that I could kill all of them and see if the minigun was, a good gun. I was actually surprised to find that the New Vegas minigun is miles and miles and miles above the Fallout 4 minigun. I actually tried to do a minigun only run in Fallout 4 a couple months ago and gave up because restocking on ammo in Fallout 4 makes me want to die. I was getting maybe 55mm rounds per merchant restock in Diamond City, and it was just to the point where it was taking so much time to even get enough ammo to do anything that the run kind of aggravated me and I stopped playing Fallout 4. That's kind of another reason why there's no Fallout 4 videos, because Fallout 4 seems to always give me an issue every single time that I play it. Anyways, by this point, I've made it to the strip and murdered a, good chunk of people. I figure if I have a, minigun, I might as well just go on a killing spree this run and kill practically everyone that I come across, so that's pretty much exactly what I did. After murdering a whole bunch of civilians outside, I went right into the Omertas and murdered all of them. I don't actually normally just go on a killing spree through Gamora, but I figured this time, why not? I was here, I could just, use the experience, and that's when I realized that ammo this run was going to annoy me greatly. So I found the value for a 5mm round, added 3,500 of them to my inventory while removing 3,500 caps because, it's 1 cap per round of ammo, and that was enough ammo for a good chunk of the run. I would be doing this a couple times through the run. I never did it with armor-piercing rounds though, as I felt that would be kind of unfair since armor-piercing rounds just shred through everything. I just did it with normal 5mm rounds, and I, removed the caps from my character, so there's just, all it really eliminated was me sitting in front of the gun runners for 45 minutes to get this amount of ammo. I didn't have to do this for the Assault Carbine run, but this thing kind of eats ammo a lot quicker than the Assault Carbine, believe it or not. Who would have thought, a minigun eats bullets faster than the Assault Carbine. By now, Benny is dead, and I've went up to talk to Yes Man, because I figured the only person I could really side with this run is Yes Man if I'm just going on a murder spree. I killed Vulpes right outside, as well as the NCR trooper that wanted me to go talk to Ambassador Crocker. I originally planned on siding with the NCR this run because the minigun kind of felt like a, military weapon. It kind of felt like something the NCR would approve of me using, but it just kind of felt right to go on a murder spree and just kill a bunch of people with it. I mean, how often do I just get to walk around with a giant fucking Gatling gun attached to my back and have thousands of rounds of ammo to spit at people? I just, I kind of wanted it as an excuse to just kill a bunch of people with the minigun. So, yeah, thank you guys for recommending me to do this run. I got pretty much cyberbullied in the last video with the Assault Carbine. I mentioned doing a minigun run right at the end of the video, and I'm pretty sure about 3/4 of the comments were telling me where to get a minigun or telling me that the next run should be a minigun run. So, here we are. I did go back to Black Mountain and take my revenge out on the Super Mutants and Nightkin there, and then headed off to 188 Trading Post to also murder a bunch of the people there for no particular reason. Not even Veronica was safe from the minigun. None of the NCR really put up much of a fight either. There was a couple Rangers there that couldn't even stand up to the minigun, so I figured why not go test it out against the Brotherhood and see if they can stand up to the minigun. Spoiler alert, they could not. The minigun shredded through the Brotherhood a lot faster than I was expecting, and I think it mostly has something to do with the 5mm rounds having that inherent -10 damage threshold. I didn't even have to use armor-piercing rounds to go through the Brotherhood this time, which was just kind of funny to me. I did get bullied a couple times. I got knocked over onto the ground, and, getting knocked onto the ground when the Brotherhood has a bunch of really overpowered energy weapons kind of means that I'm going to die. So, ignoring that, I did pick up a couple suits of power armor before blowing up their bunker, which I could use due to a perk that I took, which does come from a mod, but I don't feel like doing the entire Brotherhood questline just to get power armor for this run, as I figured, walking around in T51 power armor is kind of necessary when wielding a minigun. It just makes sense for the run. So I headed back to the strip and harassed Mr. House's Securitrons before obviously going down and harassing Mr. House himself, who I shot so hard that his entire chamber, cryo chamber, whatever the fuck it's called, I don't know. It moved, so, I count that as an accomplishment, and then headed over to deal with the White Gloves, because I needed them out of the way for Yes Man's questline. One of these days, I'll do their questline, just like I say with the Boomers, which I did eventually do the Boomer questline, but you know what, the White Gloves will come with a different run. I'm sure I'll have an idea that can fit them in somewhere. The Boomers were next up on my murder list, and I figured that nobody was safe here. I even committed the atrocity of going and murdering unconscious, sleeping medical patients who were pretty much defenseless, but you know what? If I can't kill sleeping medical patients, then who can I really kill in a Bethesda game? I can't murder the children, so I might as well murder the sleeping medical patients. The hangar was quite interesting. I only lost about 8 limbs in there in different scenarios before finally dealing with all the Boomers in there so that I could head back to Doc Mitchell and pick up some healing items, as I was pretty low by the time I was done with the Boomers, surprise, surprise, and figured why not go deal with the Great Khans next and take the most dangerous route there. The Cazadors were laughably ineffective against the minigun. They all went down within like 4 or 5 shots, it felt like. It was probably more than that, but you know what, I'm gonna go with that number because it sounds right. I then decided to fight my favorite big boy group of raiders, which is added by one of the mods. Normally there's about 5 or 6 here in vanilla. With this mod that I have that adds a bunch of enemy encounters everywhere, it adds, I think, like 20 to this area, so it's very, very easy to die here. I mean, I was walking around with full durability T51 power armor and a minigun, and I still nearly died like 4 or 5 times here. I had to spam healing items just to get through that encounter. I also saw a group of bighorners that was kind of tweaking out, so I figured why not murder him and his entire family because it made me uncomfortable, and then headed down to the Great Khan Armory so that I could, murder the 2 Khans in there, and then kill their entire family. I just kind of wanted the experience this run. I tried using the minigun as a sniper, which didn't really go that well. I'm not sure what I was expecting there, but of course, it didn't work out that well. I tried this multiple times during the course of the run. It never really, came to fruition. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to really be able to have a 5-barreled sniper rifle. But you know what, we're gonna just pretend that it did work so that I can feel better about it, and head back to the strip where there was a Brahmin? I don't know why. I'm just gonna blame it on a mod. At this point, pretty much anything that happens with New Vegas that I have no idea about, I'm just blaming on a mod. Yes Man inserted himself into the mainframe, and I went down to watch the Securitrons get upgraded before heading off to Eldorado Substation and murdering an entire platoon of soldiers so that I could just stick a little SD card in the computer there and download Yes Man's porn files. I don't know what he was looking at. I didn't bother looking, but I probably should have sent it to the FBI before taking it back to him. I did get absolutely fucked by a Securitron when I went back to the strip for some reason. It's probably because I killed a couple NCR troopers, and then started the second battle of Hoover Dam. For some reason, during this time, I got bullied more times here than I have in pretty much any other challenge. I don't even think in my 1 HP run I died that many times here. The beginning was fine. I pretty much dealt with all the Centurions just fine, as well as the heavy troopers and the regular NCR troopers and the Legionnaires inside the dam before I blew it up. But when I got back outside after blowing things up, that's when everything started to kind of implode. See, I had a save right here when I got bonked by a thermic lance in power armor. I died there probably 15 times before I was able to just open my inventory and mash my stim pack hotkey to out-heal that one Centurion that was about to bonk me, because I saved when I had about a third of my health left, so I was pretty much just guaranteed to die every time there. But other than that, the rest of the run was just kind of smooth. I forgot to load armor-piercing rounds before spraying down the Legate, which was kind of sad, as he took about 3 seconds longer to die than he would have otherwise. But hey, would you look at that, the rest of the Praetorians actually came out and tried to defend the Legate. Sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. The runs are really bipolar on whether or not they're actually going to be there if I just decide to fight the Legate. So, I guess that's cool. Anyways, General Oliver arrived, and I basically just told him to go fuck himself, and then killed all of the NCR troops with Yes Man, and with that, the run was over. I had successfully beaten Fallout New Vegas with only a minigun. This run was insanely fun. I am super glad that I decided to let you guys cyberbully me into doing this run. This was probably one of the funnest runs I've done on New Vegas lately. It was absolutely amazing. By far, one of my favorite weapons now to use. But yeah, I definitely recommend you guys to try out the minigun. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. I appreciate each and every one of you for showing support to the channel. Oh, also, we have a official EBOS Discord server now, which I'm going to link in the description. But thank you guys for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day.